Welcome to Arizona Living. I'm Danielle Lerner.
And I'm Kate Longworth. Today we're exploring the rich history of our state at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West.
But before we saddle up to explore, here's a look at what's coming up on the show. How to dine at your favorite restaurants at a discount this summer.
And the benefits of having a security system for your home.
Plus design ideas for small spaces. That and much more coming up on Arizona Living. We are here at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West, exploring all that this incredible venue has to offer. Joining me now is Chief Curator Dr. Andrew Nelson. Thank you so much for having us out today.
Happy to have you.
Now, this place is packed with all sorts of artifacts, history. Tell me a little bit about how this museum got its start, though, here in Scottsdale.
Sure. So here in Scottsdale, there was conversation about a Western museum as early as the 1940s. It is the West's most Western town, so why wouldn't it have a Western museum? Longtime Mayor Herb Drinkwater was one of the biggest proponents of the idea, but it's not until the early 21st century that a group of civic and business leaders get together and bring the idea to fruition. It takes a few years. This is an interesting museum because it was really a grassroots effort, but by 2015 we were open for business.
Yeah, and there really is so much to see and explore here. What is the mission? What is your goal here when folks come through?
Well, we believe that you can understand more about the history of the American West through its visual culture. So by looking at things like paintings or sculptures or maybe a movie poster or even some of the things we see around us, saddles, spurs, and so on, you actually not only learn about the West, but how people understood their place in the West and how they imagined it.
I was telling you earlier, we had some friends visiting from the East Coast a few months ago, and they stumbled upon this place, and they are still to this day raving about it. Do you get that a lot, where people kind of discover you and they're just blown away by what they find?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, a large number of our guests are, of course, here for the wintertime or just visiting, and we love to hear stories about folks who come and visit, go back east, and then won't shut up about what an amazing museum this is back in New Jersey or Chicago or whatever it is. But we also have a lot of locals who love us. We have a large number of members who come back sometimes as much as once a week. There's always something happening here in the museum, and we're just happy to tell the story of the West.
Yeah, you have multiple floors, multiple areas. What sorts of items or artifacts and exhibits can people experience?
Yeah, I mean, we have an amazing collection here that runs the gamut from historical paintings, sculptures, ceramics, jewelry, all the way to artifacts of cowboy and ranching life, to the largest collection of Western movie posters in the world. All of that is here at Western Spirit, and so it helps us tell so many stories about the West.
Yeah, and speaking of movies, I understand you had Kevin Costner here back in February. What was that about?
We did. Well, we've been fortunate to have a number of major Western artists here at Western Spirit over the years, but none bigger than Kevin Costner, the filmmaker and actor. He was here to receive the first ever Western Spirit Award for his significant contributions to Western art and culture.
Oh, very cool. I had no idea. A little fun fact for us. For you, as someone who is in the museum daily, what is your favorite area of the museum?
Well, the museum is always changing. So I would say my favorite thing is whatever the newest thing that we've done is. So we're constantly refreshing, whether that's bringing in entirely new exhibitions to some of our galleries, or even just making small updates to galleries like this. Small updates that become meaningful for those people who come once a month or even once a week. They're always looking for those little changes. So there's always something new happening. So my favorite is whatever we've done most recently.
Yeah, the newest thing in here. Yeah. The museum is celebrating 10 years. How has this place changed and grown in the past decade?
Yeah, so 10 years is a significant milestone. We opened our doors on January 15th, 2015. So we were fortunate to welcome back many members of the community this past January to celebrate 10 years. That seems like a long time, but it's actually a short amount of time in the life of a museum. We're used to museums being decades, if not centuries old. So that's one of the exciting things about Western Spirit. It's a new museum. We're still evolving and changing, and that's appropriate because the story of the West is always evolving and changing.
And I understand, is it a Smithsonian affiliate? Is that what that is?
We are.
Okay.
We're fortunate to be an affiliate of the Smithsonian. So that means we have a direct relationship with the Smithsonian. They come out here and do programming, and we have access to some of the amazing archival materials that they have. So we're bringing those resources that we so often think of as just being in Washington, D.C. to the folks here in Arizona.
What would you say to anyone who maybe hasn't been in here yet? Why is it so important to understand this part of not just our country, but Arizona's history as well?
Yeah, well, I think for many people, the story of the American West is the American story. Even though we're talking about a brief moment in American history in a fairly specific place, the American West, it has occupied an outsized place in the imaginations of Americans for generations. And one way we make sense of that history is through art making, by making movies or painting. So this is the place to come to understand not only the history of the West, but how people have tried to understand that history.
And are there certain promotions or special things happening here that folks can look forward to?
I'm glad you're asked. Right now for the summer, we have a wide buy one, get one free offer. So if you haven't been to Western Spirit, come on down, buy one ticket, get another for free.
Well, thank you so much for having us out here and for all you do here at the museum. And if you at home would like more information, just head to their website.
Safety is a priority for everyone, and a security system can help you feel safer at home and also give you peace of mind when you're away. The experts at Bay Alarm show us how to customize a system to fit your needs.
Security isn't something you typically think about until you need it. So everyone in Arizona who's looking to protect their home or their business needs to know it's important to be proactive. Make sure your security system and cameras are monitored by professionals, making sure your emergency number list is up to date, and making sure you have smoke and carbon monoxide detectors in your home, because those can actually be tied into your alarm system and can protect your family from a worst case scenario. My name is DeAndre Fuller. I'm one of the managers here at Bay Alarm Phoenix. I work closely with the branch's sales and operations team to ensure every project is streamlined and designed according to the customer's needs. Bay Alarm is the largest family-owned security provider in the United States with almost 80 years of experience protecting businesses and homes. We were founded by Marge and Everett Westfall back in 1946, and today we're owned and operated by their grandson, Tim Westfall. We have a full suite of comprehensive security, from burglar alarms, fire alarms, and live video monitoring to mobile security units, access control, and security guards. There's a multitude of things that make Bay Alarm unique. On top of being in our third generation of family leadership, we also install, service, and monitor all of our accounts by trained Bay Alarm professionals. Most of our employees stay for an average of 10 years or more, which is highly uncommon in this job market. And we have 17 branches across the West, so we're able to provide the confidence and credibility of a large organization while keeping the communication and family values of a small business. So we have cameras that use analytics to draw a geofence for around a customer's perimeters. If a customer is experiencing crime and an intruder crosses that boundary line, they get hit with an automatic talk-down speaker that tells them they're trespassing, please leave the area. If they continue to intrude, we have a Bay Alarm agent who's able to look at those cameras, talk to them directly, and dispatch police. For Bay Alarm customers, we have an app that allows users to control their entire security system from a mobile device at any location. You can arm or disarm the system, you can add or delete users, and you can even connect to other technology in your home to make life even easier, whether that's lights, temperature control, etc. If you are a business or homeowner looking for security, we would actually prefer an on-site or phone consultation before we customize the system for you. The reason for that is everybody's security needs are different depending on how large your home or organization is, the size of the building, if you've recently experienced crime, etc. So we prefer to work with our customers and see what current measures they're using as opposed to just telling them what they need. And then we'll use our expertise to see if we can offer any solutions. You've probably seen our billboards around the valley if you've driven around. We're introducing our big new red mobile security units for customers looking to protect their construction sites, parking lots, etc. You can also reach us at 1-800-610-1000 or visit bayalarm.com if you want more information.
We're just getting started exploring this great museum.
So don't go away. We have much more coming up from Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West. Why having a realtor will make your buying or selling experience less stressful.
And how a successful early childhood education can help your child start off on the right foot. For the past 10 years, Arizona Living has traveled the state to bring you the best Arizona has to offer.
And now, in celebration of our decade on air, we are expanding to a single hour-long format to make it easier than ever to get the most out of your Arizona lifestyle.
In each episode, we'll continue to bring you the fascinating stories about people, places, and experiences that enrich our great state.
So don't miss the new hour-long Arizona Living only on YearView.
Buying and selling a home is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make, and it can be a daunting process. But having an Arizona realtor by your side will provide you the guidance you need during this important life event.
Buying a home by yourself can be a lot, but buying a home with a realtor is not. I'm Cindy Reddy. I'm the president of the Arizona Association of Realtors for 2025. Buying a home is not something that we do every day. As individuals, we may do this 2 or 3 times in our lifetime. So it's a large transaction and it's not something that we're all familiar with the steps. If you're working with a great realtor, they make it look really easy, but there's a lot of steps behind the scenes. The Arizona Realtors is the largest trade association in the state of Arizona with about 50,000 realtor members across the state, helping buyers and sellers with their transactions to buy or sell property. What a lot of people don't realize is we also advocate for our clients in regard to property rights. So if you're trying to buy or sell a property, it's so important to understand that your realtors are out there supporting you and making sure you still have that right. And you can get on the internet and look for general information, but it may not be specific to your neighborhood. And so you may be underselling your property or overpricing your property, depending on the situation. So working with a professional realtor really helps in the process. The same thing on a buyer side is because we have knowledge locally, we're able to help a buyer understand what the market is and has the seller priced it right or overpriced it, or is it a great value where it's at? And so we work with the buyers and sellers through the whole process to make it seem very simple, even though it's not. As a buyer or seller, you should go to our website, hireazrealtors.com. At that site, you're going to have an opportunity to interview a variety of different agents. They're there to advocate for you, and their responsibility to you, we have a code of ethics that we follow. And that means that I have to be honest and truthful to you and represent you in the deal. But in addition to that, be fair and equal to all parties in the transaction. It's an important piece of having somebody there taking care of you during the process. A lot of buyers in this market are hesitating a little bit because they're not sure what's happening in the economy, but the inventory numbers are going up, so it's a good time to be looking more choices for a buyer. The best advice that I can give a seller is to just be realistic on what they're trying to accomplish. They have a lot of equity in their home. It's not the situation where they may get multiple offers and the price may go higher and higher. So rather than pricing too high, look at the numbers with a realtor, review the market, and set your price so that you can get a great buyer that's interested. Because if you go too high on pricing, what happens is the buyers don't see the property. The Arizona Association has a great tool for our buyers and sellers to hire a realtor. You just simply need to go to the website, hireazrealtors.com.
Finding the right childcare for younger kids can be difficult, but the Early Childhood Education Program at Chicanos por la Causa is working to help younger kids get a head start in life.
I was facing a couple of challenges. I had 2 back-to-back babies. They are, in fact, Irish twins. So it was a little difficult to, come up with organization, schedules. Felt like I was a little all over the place, trying to juggle everything. Once they started coming to CPLC, I felt like I had hope. And I'm just so very grateful and thankful that I was able to find the opportunity to be here and take advantage of the programs. Not only my children are benefiting, but I am as well. One of the things that I love about the program is that they help you transition out. They give you resources, they give you all the information you need. They just explain to you what the next step is. The changes that I've noticed between the oldest one that didn't come to the program and the two young ones that did receive the program were they were able to detect early on that my youngest had a speech delay, so he's now doing speech therapy, versus the old one, we didn't detect it until he was in kindergarten. By then he was 5 years old. Through this program, I was able to continue my education. I am now currently going for my associates in nursing. I like to be as involved as possible. I like to advocate for my kids. I am more involved with community, like financial classes through Fresh Start. I feel like I have power of my life again.
Early childhood development at Chicanos por la Causa is one of the most incredible programs that we've been implementing for almost 30 years. We're in Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado. We serve about 2,500 children and their whole entire family. 90% of a child's brain develops before the age of 5. And so the time that they spend with us is a foundation for everything that they become and who they are and how they learn for the rest of their life. So not only do we provide education and child care, it's much more than child care. My programs at Chicanos por la Causa is rural America across the United States. And so what happens is we're an economic engine in the towns and cities and counties of very, very, very small areas. And our families are from there and our children are from there. So it's very, very impactful.
This segment is brought to you by Chicanos por la Causa. To learn more about their programs and how you can get involved, go to cplc.org.
We are thrilled to welcome Chicanos por la Causa to our Arizona Living family. We will be highlighting their many programs in our upcoming shows.
That's right. They have been an important part of this community since 1969. And whether they're working on issues surrounding housing, education, health, or advocacy, they have impacted countless people here in Arizona. And we are so excited to showcase all they're doing.
And we still have many more great stories coming your way as Arizona Living continues. Details on where you can dine at a discount this summer.
And how to make a delicious enchilada dish that will impress your guests.
Arizona Living is brought to you in part by American Furniture Warehouse, Arizona Chef's Week, Bay Alarm, Chicanos por la Causa, Mighty Dog Roofing, San Chevrolet, and Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West.
It's all good, and it's waiting for you. Visit carlsbad.com.
We all love Arizona Restaurant Week around here, but now you can enjoy some of your favorite dishes at a discount during the summer. It is a new dining event called Arizona Chef's Week in August, and we're serving up all the details.
Restaurateurs are some of the most entrepreneurial, smart, thinking, quick-witted, quick on their feet people that I've ever come to know. And when you apply that to their ability to create great menus this was a no-brainer. So actually, as much as I'd like to take credit for Arizona Chefs Week, I can't take credit for the impetus behind it and the meaning behind it. And that came from our chefs. Chef Bernie was the first to mention something of the Gladly. And then we heard it echoed by many, many other chefs as to we need to try to do something different. Chefs Week is actually the idea and brainchild of cuisine. Not to say Restaurant Week isn't. Restaurant Week is value-oriented, and we wanted to make sure that we kept that. And we knew that there would be a line of demarcation or distinction between the two. But we are now talking about just the magic that happens in the kitchen these next 10 days from August 1st, August 10th of Arizona Chefs Week. And that is chefs wanting to try something new. Chefs trying to say, okay, we've done this for many years. We're going to put a twist on it. And that's what their passion is. We're obviously in this industry to be profitable, but we're really in this industry because we're passionate about food. The primary points that we wanted to make sure the chefs understood that if we're going to set a higher price point, typically than we would have for Arizona Restaurant Week, we have to make sure the value is there, right? Because the consumer's obviously going to understand what goes into a fine dining experience, but they also want the value. And so our chefs understood that. And so that's why we have two price points of $55 and $66. And that's going to be, I think, more than enough value for the meal that is going to be put on the table during Chef's Week. We have just over 40 restaurants participating, which is really exciting for us. You might remember when we first started Spring Arizona Restaurant Week, we had 25 restaurants to start. This past year was our biggest year ever with 250 restaurants participating. So to have that bold of a start is something that not only the chefs are happy about, but we are too.
When people come out for Chef's Week to the Gladly, they can expect an amazing whiskey list. They can expect a cocktail that we're going to be preparing over at Minnow and bringing around to all of our restaurants. They can also expect some of our chefs, Chef Adam and Giuseppe, are doing some special items for the week. Chef's Week gives them an opportunity to see what we do creatively on a daily basis, but also we're offering quite a few of our favorites, and they also get to experience what all the front of the house team does.
ArizonaChefsWeek.com. It's from August 1st to the 10th. The reservations are coming in, so we do recommend making reservations, but also you'll start to see menus pop up as we get closer to the date of what's going to be offered by those restaurants, and they can see it ahead of time instead of just showing up to the restaurant and being surprised by a menu item.
Cienfuego has been serving up delicious dishes for more than a decade, and now they share with us how to make their house favorite enchilada.
Hi everybody, my name is Ulysses, the owner of Cienfuegos Restaurant. My family and I have been sharing the love of food with the city of Phoenix for over a decade. Today, we will be making one of my favorite dishes, so let's get started. Today, we'll be making our enchiladas suizas, our house favorite here at Cienfuegos. This is one of my personal favorite dishes. I eat these about 3 times a week. Enchiladas suizas originated in Mexico City just over 100 years ago when they blended the traditional Mexican green chili enchiladas with the Swiss creaminess to create a unique, special dish. To make enchiladas suizas, you're gonna need salsa verde. We use jalapeno and tomatillo. We have our heavy cream, which gives it the delicious creaminess. We have our mozzarella, salt and pepper, minced garlic and onions. And to top it off, we use our parsley and onions. And last but not least, our homemade corn tortillas. And now we're ready to make these enchiladas suizas. Follow me to the kitchen. All right, I've got the sauce going here with the onions, shallots, the heavy cream, and salt and pepper. All it needs now is some salsa verde. Just gonna add a little bit. And some white wine. And we're just gonna stir it around a little bit. All right, this looks about ready. Now for the most difficult step, heating up the tortillas. Yeah, I like to use a little bit of olive oil just to have them get a little bit looser. They also get a little crispy, which is my personal favorite touch on these. All right, now they're already warmed up and a little bit crispy, just how I like them. We're gonna put some cheese. I like to put a generous amount because you can never get enough cheese. All right, now we're gonna put our salsa that we just made. And now we just roll these up. And we're gonna put it in the salamander. And we're just gonna dress it up now. I put a couple onions, our parsley. We use our sour cream. This is optional, all of this is optional. You can do it how you like it. And we serve these enchiladas with rice and our sauteed veggies. And here you have it, our enchiladas suizas. I like to enjoy it with a fresh homemade cucumber lemonade, but it also pairs perfectly well with a glass of white wine. Thanks for letting me cook for you. I hope to see you here very soon at Cienfuegos.
August is National Sandwich Month, and who doesn't love a good sandwich? For me, it's anything on gluten-free bread, and I really love the toppings like pickles, avocado, lettuce, and throw in some turkey.
Yes, this is making me hungry. For me, it's classic turkey, provolone, sourdough bread, mustard, mayo. Mwah, every time.
Oh, sounds so good.
Yes, I know. We need to go get some lunch after this. But before we do that, we have plenty more Arizona Living coming your way. How to protect your roof before monsoon storms hit.
And we'll share more about the exciting exhibits and events here at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West.
These days, it's hard to find good people. That's why at George Brazil Plumbing and Electrical, we live by the George Brazil way.
It's important to surround yourself with good people. We live by the golden rule, treating others the way that we want to be treated.
It's about excellence. We strive to be the best through passion, leadership, and hard work.
We are original. We value old-fashioned customer service because every person matters.
Count on us to be reliable. We're committed to constant growth through training and education.
Our roadmap is our guiding light. We think ahead, using innovation, creativity, and imagination.
We are ethical. We always lead with honesty and integrity. Always doing what's right.
We are George Brazil Plumbing and Electrical.
Employee-owned, professionally driven, 70 years of excellence.
We know the damage monsoon storms can cause to your roof. The experts at Mighty Dog Roofing explain what you can do to make sure you're prepared before the storms hit.
There are different types of roofs out there. There's shingle, there's tile, there's flat, there's foam, there's PVC. Most residential roofs are tile roofs. The common misconception out here is that tile roofs are impenetrable to the weather, and that is untrue. You can have dust storms, you can have monsoons, which cause wind chatter, which can cause slip tiles, which can expose the underlayment, which in turn can cause leaks. If your home is 15 years or older, we highly recommend that you have somebody come out, a trained roofing professional, to inspect the roof, take a look at it, make sure that there's no slip tiles, all the shingles are good, any kind of foam penetrations, and making sure that things are safe and sound. We're currently in the middle of monsoon season, so if you do get a storm, it's important to check all of the pipe jacks, making sure the tiles are secure, any kind of blown off shingles. We at Mighty Dog Roofing can do that for you at no charge. Even if the tiles look fine, there could always be potential issues underneath. Some red flags could potentially be pigeons. Pigeons have debris. The debris is very detrimental to the roof. If you see that they have some slip tiles, water staining, sagging areas within the home, if you encounter those issues, we highly recommend that you give us a call. few additional tips is to trim back the trees, as debris from the trees could blow into the valleys. Reseal skylights if you have skylights. Make sure that all your gutters are unclogged. There's over 1,600 roofers in the state of Arizona. How do you pick a roofer? It's very difficult. We at Mighty Dog Roofing have a high ethical standard, top quality products, making sure that the work that is done to the customer's 100% satisfaction. We're locally owned and nationally backed. We have the highest set of certifications. We are highly trained professionals that keep up to date on all of the technologies in the roofing industry, as it does change annually. We offer a 5-year warranty on any new roof, and we only use premium materials. At Mighty Dog, we almost have 100 5-star reviews. And we treat each home as if it was our home. And we try to give back to the community by giving back to nonprofits and school organizations of the customer's choice. We offer roof maintenance packages in which we will replace up to 20 tiles. We will reseal all the pipe jacks, and we will remortar all your mortar caps if you have a tile roof. If it's a shingle roof, we will also reseal all of the pipe jacks and ensure that everything is safe and sound within the penetrations. At Mighty Dog Roofing, we do everything from residential to commercial. We give you a 25-point inspection. It's no pressure, it's no sales pitch, it's just honest feedback about your roof. Give us a call for a complimentary inspection and assessment at 480-934-0682.
Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot to explore.
That's right. Much more Arizona living coming your way after this. We're talking more about the events you can find right here at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West.
And getting the smile you've always dreamed of.
It's all good, and it's waiting for you. Visit carlsbad.com.
For the past 10 years, Arizona Living has traveled the state to bring you the best Arizona has to offer.
And now, in celebration of our decade on air, we are expanding to a single hour-long format to make it easier than ever to get the most out of your Arizona lifestyle.
In each episode, we'll continue to bring you the fascinating stories about people, places, and experiences that enrich our great state.
So don't miss the new hour-long Arizona Living only on YurView.
We are at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West, to explore all their great exhibits and upcoming events. And joining me now is Chief Curator Dr. Andrew Nelson. Thank you so much for having us out here today.
Thanks for coming to visit us.
Well, it is clear to see there is a lot to see and do here. Can you highlight some of the exhibits you have on display?
Sure. So the amazing thing about a museum is it's always changing, but we have some definite highlights. One is the gallery that we're in right now, Spirit of the West. This is an amazing collection of art and artifacts related to cowboy and ranching life. But if you were to explore other places in the museum, you'd see things like Hopi pottery, a great collection of Hopi pottery, amazing collections of art by women artists who were right here in the Southwest in the 20s, and it really goes on from there.
One of the most popular exhibits is, of course, A Fistful of Colors. What is this exactly?
Yeah, especially proud of that one. So one of the great things about Western Spirit is we have a massive permanent collection, but it isn't just painting or sculpture. It spans every type of media you might associate with the Western. So everything from jewelry to movie posters. So what we recognized was that one way to link all that together was color, that everything is colorful in some way. So we use color as a theme, a through line, to connect all these amazing pieces of art and artifacts. That's on exhibit right now on the second floor of the museum.
And there's so many amazing things to look at and to dive into the history. How did you get all these incredible artifacts here in the museum?
Now, that is an interesting story, and it makes us distinct from a lot of other museums. When this museum opened, we weren't going to have what's called a permanent collection. So we wouldn't own anything of our own. We would just curate from private collections, or we would host touring exhibitions. But we did such a good job at that very quickly collectors began asking if we wanted to take on their collections permanently. So we began receiving some amazing donations of things like Hopi pottery, American Indian jewelry, right up to a significant portion of the Eddie Basha collection. So Eddie Basha, of course, is the noted entrepreneur here in Arizona who amassed a huge collection of Western American and American Indian art, half of which now has a permanent home here at Western Spirit, but a significant portion of it will be on exhibit in our new wing in February.
And obviously there is so much to experience here as we've talked about. So how much time do you recommend visitors spend here at the museum?
We usually recommend about 2 hours to enjoy the full museum. But if there's something in particular you like and you're pressed for time, just ask at the front desk and we'll direct you.
And you also offer docent-led tours.
Absolutely.
Why is that a great way to see the museum?
So 3 times a day, a member of our docent team, so these are trained volunteers who know the museum inside and out, probably better than I do, lead tours. And this is a great way to experience the museum because you'll get a focused commentary on a select number of our galleries. So you'll get a different type of storytelling and insight that you're not going to get if you're just exploring it on your own.
And the museum is undergoing an expansion. So when will this be done and what will it feature?
Yeah, so we are extremely fortunate to be building a 12,000 square foot addition onto the museum that will have 4 new galleries for art, jewelry, ceramics, sculpture. It's going to be amazing, and our plan is to open it in February of next year.
And everybody loves a good deal. Do you have any deals happening for people who come out and visit, especially during these hot summer months?
We certainly do. As we like to say, it may be hot outside, but it's cool in here. So we have a buy one, get one free. So come on down, buy 1 ticket, get another, and explore Western Spirit.
Who doesn't love BOGO with free AC?
I know I do.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And if you would like more information about the museum, please head to their website.
August, of course, a big back-to-school month here in Arizona for students and families. My girls went back a little earlier, and it's always a mixed bag of emotions, right? You're excited for them to go, maybe ready for a little downtime, but then you kind of miss them a little bit.
Definitely miss them, but I am happy that my boys have some great teachers, and I'm learning I can get a little bit more work done while they're in class.
Funny how that happens.
Right? Well, we have more Arizona Living coming your way. We show you how to get a custom smile
and how to select decor for the smaller spaces in your home.
These days, it's hard to find good people. That's why at George Brazil Plumbing and Electrical, we live by the George Brazil way.
It's important to surround yourself with good people. We live by the golden rule, treating others the way that we want to be treated.
It's about excellence. We strive to be the best through passion, leadership, and hard work.
We are original. We value old-fashioned customer service because every person matters.
Count on us to be reliable. We're committed to constant growth through training and education.
Our roadmap is our guiding light. We think ahead, using innovation, creativity, and imagination.
We are ethical. We always lead with honesty and integrity. Always doing what's right.
We are George Brazil Plumbing and Electrical.
Employee-owned, professionally driven, 70 years of excellence.
With multiple specialties under one roof and friendly, experienced staff, the experts at ProSmile can get you the custom smile you've always wanted.
As a cosmetic dentist at ProSmile, we specialize in creating customized smiles, whether we're supporting them with implants, if you're losing your teeth, or just enhancing them with cosmetic porcelain veneers. ProSmile is a family practice with multiple locations. So here you're a part of the family. So when you come in, you're greeted with our incredible staff, walk through the entire process, whether you're in for a simple cleaning or you're in for more comprehensive treatment to transition your smile from start to finish. You're here and you're a part of the family for life. The unique aspect about ProSmile is having all the specialists right here on site, from a board-certified oral surgeon to an anesthesiologist to a cosmetic dentist. So we provide a vast area of treatment options right here under one roof. With all the specialties, we also have an on-site lab, which just makes the process seamless, whether it's a single implant crown to a full mouth cosmetic design. Everything's right here on site from start to finish, creating those dream smiles.
One of the most gratifying things for us at ProSmile is transforming people's smiles. They come in not being able to function, not being able to eat what they want. They don't have much confidence in regular situations. Some people can't even get a job because they're afraid to smile or go out in public. So what we do here is they come in, we have the latest technology, we completely transform their smiles, including making their mouth healthy. You walk in, we take your scans with our cone beam where we can measure your bone levels. We can put your implants in, and with our in-house lab, we can make your teeth the same day. So you walk out in one day with a brand new smile, and these teeth don't come out. They're screwed into your implants. This allows you to eat whatever you want. You can bite into food, you can eat steak, you can eat nuts, you can bite into an apple. So that's come a long way, and we're one of the premier centers where we have everybody in one spot. Our lab, our cosmetic dentists, and our oral surgeons are all in one place, so you don't have to go to 3 different places. You walk in, we take care of you, you walk out with
As a specialist in cosmetic dentistry, our field has come a long way. We can make incredible transitions with your smile by saving your teeth structure. We just cover them up with porcelain. With the technology we have on site and with our on-site lab, we no longer have to cut or reduce teeth to little nubs that we see online. Almost no to minimal preparation of teeth, and we can create those designer smiles for you from start to finish, customized just for you, right here in the office.
At ProSmile, we have many different options that fit the needs of all the patients. So what we do is we ask you to just come in and give us a chance. We'll do a free consult, we'll do a free CT scan where we'll get all the information we need, and we'll make a treatment plan that fits all the patient's needs. And we work with many different payment options that can make the monthly payments extremely affordable.
For your free consultation, visit our website, give us a call, text us, come on in and experience the ProSmile difference.
Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West, is an extraordinary space to explore. They have so many great exhibits, and the building itself is a work of art. And they earned the LEED Gold certification for sustainability.
Yeah, one of those sustainable features is called the Weeping Wall, and they actually take rainwater and condensation from the HVAC system to water the plants on the museum's campus. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, very resourceful.
Don't go anywhere. We have more Arizona Living coming up next. If you have a small space, we've got design tips for you.
Arizona Living is brought to you in part by American Furniture Warehouse, Arizona Chef's Week, Bay Alarm, Chicanos por la Casa, Mighty Dog Roofing, San Chevrolet, and Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West.
For the past 10 years, Arizona Living has traveled the state to bring you the best Arizona has to offer.
And now, in celebration of our decade on air, we are expanding to a single hour-long format to make it easier than ever to get the most out of your Arizona lifestyle.
In each episode, we'll continue to bring you the fascinating stories about people, places, and experiences that enrich our great state.
So don't miss the new hour-long Arizona Living only on YourView.
Decorating small spaces can sometimes be a challenge. The designers at American Furniture Warehouse give us tips on how to select decor to update your space.
Welcome back to American Furniture Warehouse. Today we'll be taking another look at small spaces. This time we'll be focusing on multifunctional furniture. Let's jump in. We'll start with the dining space. This tall storage table is great for small kitchens and studio apartments. You can press this table up against the wall, seat up to 4 people, and have the added benefit of extra storage for books, accessories, dishes, and more. Here in the living room, function is key. The small sofa has a storage chaise and a pull-out sleeper function, as well as a hidden cup holder tray combo. And in front of the sofa is a storage occasional table that can be used as a classic coffee table or as a dinner tray. When one piece of furniture does the job of multiple pieces, any small space can feel significantly larger. Small rooms, big ideas. Everything you've seen here and more can be found in store at American Furniture Warehouse or online at afw.com.
We want to thank everyone here at Western Spirit, Scottsdale's Museum of the West, for hosting us. We had such a great time exploring all this space has to offer.
And if you would like more information on the current exhibits or upcoming events, be sure to head to their website. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Arizona Living, where we help you live your best life.